Welcome to lesson 8-2. Multiply a whole number by a fraction. Your I can statement for tonight is, I can multiply a whole number by a fraction. Please go ahead and push pause on the video and write both the topic and also your I can statement. Push play whenever you're ready. Our next slide is our solve and share. We are going to be using cubes as we talk through the video. And it says Brandon has 6 eggs. He needs 2/3 of the eggs to make an omelet. He needs 2/3 of the eggs to make an omelet. How many eggs does he need? So we want to know what 2/3 of 6 is. And there's a couple different ways that we can work this out. First, we need to understand that if we want to know what 2/3 of 6 is, we want to split the 6 into 3 equal parts. So that could be, here's my 6 eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And by even just looking at that, I see 3 equal parts right here. And so it says he has 6 eggs and he needs 2/3 of the eggs. So this would be 1/3, and this would be 1/3. And when you add that together, you would get 2/3. So that would be equal to 4 eggs. So you could draw that out. 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3. Another way could just be to take 2/3 times, is sometimes a fraction word that means multiply. If it's asking anything 2/3 of 6 or 2/3 of 12, normally means you need to multiply. So 2/3 times 6. Since it's a whole number, we're going to place a 1 underneath it. 6/1 is improper, but it also means 6 wholes. It doesn't change the value of the 6. So then if we multiply, 2 times 6 is 12, and 3 times 1 is 3. That is improper. So 3 goes into 12 4 times. So to me, it's easier just to multiply the fractions, to multiply 2/3 times 6. Some of you may want to just draw it out. Well, if he needs 2/3 of the eggs, what is 2/3 of 6? You could do a model. So as we go into the next slides, I want you to write your key word for this evening. And your key word for this evening is going to be Bella. And please place that up at the top where your topic is. So now we're going to switch into student sample solutions. And this is Ben's work. And Ben is showing you the model. This shows the 6 eggs that he has. And this is showing 2/3 of those 6 eggs. So 2/3 of those 6 eggs is 4 eggs. So that's one of the ways that I showed you. And another way is going to be Cecilia's work. And Cecilia did it a little bit different than me. And I would suggest they are creating an equivalent fraction. But to me, this way doesn't necessarily, for you doing it on the other end, probably make a whole lot of sense to you. 12/18 is 2/3, so it's just showing you what is 2/3 of 6. She could have multiplied the numerator and the denominator of 2/3 by a number that would have given a denominator of 6. The numerator of that fraction would be a number of eggs needed. So this is just wrong. What she should have done is taken 2/3 times 6/1, because it's not 6/6, guys. That's 1 whole. She had 6 eggs. She's dealing with 6 wholes. So you want to put the 6, you want to put a 1 underneath that, because that's not going to change the value of the 6 wholes. Then multiply straight across like I did. So you would get 12/3, which is equal to 4 eggs. What I want you guys to do when you summarize your thinking tonight, you need to decide which way that you use. Did you use the model method where you just threw the 6 eggs and split it into 3 equal parts and shaded in 2 of them to find 2/3 of that? Or did you multiply? But one of the things you guys need to remember that if it is a whole number that you're multiplying by, you're going to put a 1 underneath that whole number. That 1 is not going to change the value of the whole. Just like if your whole was 12, you would put a 1 underneath it if you were multiplying, because the 1 underneath it is not going to change the value of the whole number. So always remember that. Please bring your math journal into school with you tomorrow, and we will look at them to decide what method you use.